Hello everyone and welcome to my channel Make It Yourself. So in today's tutorial we are going to learn how to make this cute little Christmas tree ornaments. The stitch used to make this ornament or the ball is called as a Jasmine stitch. So I have placed few golden beads on the center of each flowers. I hope you enjoy today's tutorials. Please refer to the description for details on the yarn and the hook size. So we're starting off by making a magic ring, and we are going to chain 1. So once we chain 1, we can pull out the magic ring from our fingers and unroll the twisted yarn here. And now we're going to make work into this magic ring. So we are going to pull this first loop out, and then we're going to yarn over and into the magic ring we're going to pull through it. So we're going to yarn over and pull through the magic ring 3 times. So this gives us our popcorn stitch. So this popcorn stitch will be the one which will be looking like a petal. So we need to leave a gap here like this, and into the gap we are going to insert a hook and then pull a loop. So we have 2 loops now, and now we are going to make a single crochet, then chain 1. So this is our first petal here. So our second and third petal, we are going to make them together. So our second petal will be under the single crochet. So into this space we're going to make our second petal. So yarn over and pull through under the single crochet 3 times. So this is the second petal, and we're going to make the third petal together with the second petal. So the third petal will be under the magic ring. So yarn over and pull through 3 times under the magic ring. Now you can see we have 2 set of popcorn stitches. So leave a gap. So for leaving this gap, what you can do is, instead of placing your finger, you can use a marker and place it over this yarn, and then holding the marker you can pull the yarn through all the loops, and this way you will not lose the stitch under which you need to insert your hook. So you have this gap, into this insert your hook and pull through a loop. Now we have 2 loops, so make one single crochet here and then make a chain of 1. So we have completed 3 petals here, 2 petals in the magic ring and 1 above it. So now again we are going to make 2 petals in a similar manner, one above the, that is under the um, single crochet that we just made, and another over the magic ring. So we're just repeating what we just did. So this is the 4th and 5th petal. Now we're going to place our marker and then pull the yarn through all the loops, and then into the space that is created by the marker we're going to insert our hook, pull a loop, and then we're going to make a single crochet here. So we're going to repeat this process one more time so that we're creating 2 petals together again. So the first petal will be under the single crochet that we just made. So yarn over, insert inside under the single crochet, do this 3 times, and then yarn over and pull 3 times under the magic ring. So insert the marker over the yarn and then pull through all the loops. Now into the gap that is left by the marker, insert your hook, insert your hook and pull a loop so that you have two loops in the hook, and now make a single crochet. So for this round, what we have done so far is we had made one petal at the beginning, then we made two petals together, then another set of two petals together, and then another set of two petals together. That is, we made three sets of two petals together. So now the last set of petals will be a set of three. So we'll be making our first petal under the single crochet, then inside the magic ring, then on top of our first petal. So out here. So we're going to make our first petal on top of the petal that is in the single crochet, then the second one inside the magic ring. So every time we yarn over three times for each petal, and the last petal on top of our very first petal. So we are yarning over three over here also. Then after the last petal we need to leave a gap, so for that we are using the marker, and then we are going to pull our loop through all the three petals. So pull through all the petals and then pull a loop through the gap that we created using the marker, and then make one single crochet. So now you can see that our magic ring has 5 petals. So this is the end of our first round, 3, 4 and 5. So this is the end of our first round. For the second round we will start off by making two petals together. So one in the under the single crochet, so chain one first and then yarn over and pull through the single crochet space, and do this 3 times. And now for the second petal, yarn over and insert your hook into this space, and then use the marker to mark the gap and pull through both the petals, and then insert hook into the gap and pull through a loop and make a single crochet and chain one. So this is the first set of two petals here. Now the second set of three petals we're going to make into these spaces. So the spaces are always the center of a flower. So yarn over and pull through under the single crochet, and yarn over and pull through the center of this next flower, and yarn over and pull through the center of this another flower here. So in this time we're making three petals together. Mark the gap and pull through all the three petals and insert hook into the gap, pull a loop, make a single crochet and chain one. So again we are going to make three sets of petals. So the process to make the petals is always the same. We are going to yarn over and pull through 3 times through the stitch, and then we are going to leave a gap for the last petal, and then we are going to pull through. So here we're going to leave a gap after the last petal and then pull through all the loops and make a single crochet by pulling a loop through the gap. So we're going to pull a loop through this gap and we're going to make a single crochet and then chain one. So the steps of making the petal is always the same. We just need to know when to make 2 petals and when to make 3 petals, and for this reason I have provided in the captions or in which round how many petals we are making and how many we are making together. So for this round we started off by making 2 petals together, then we made 3 petals together, then we made the second set of 3 petals together, and this is the third set of 3 petals together that we are making for this round. So we chain 1, and now we're going to start off with the third round, and for the third round we're going to make here into this one, third one, and into the fourth one. So we're always making our stitches, the first one under the single crochet and the next few petals into the center of a flower. So this is the center of the next flower, so making our second petal here. Then we are going to make our third petal into the center of the next flower. So make sure the hook that you have does not have a handle, so that it is easier to have all the loops in the hook, because we are, as you can see, we are having a lot of loops in the hook. So we have 4 sets of loops here, and after this we are going to mark the gap and pull slowly through all the loops, and once you're done, insert your hook into the gap and then pull a loop and then make a single crochet, and then you can chain 1. So now we are almost done. We just have one more round left. So at this point what you can do is insert a smaller hook and pull the tail yarn to the inner side of the ball so that it is hidden, and we can also fill the ball with stuffing at this point. So just fill the ball with enough stuffing so that it holds its shape. And now we're going to do the last round. So we make our chain 1, and under the single crochet we are going to make our first stitch, then into the center of the next flower we are going to make our next stitch. So you will see we have 5 flowers here left, so into each of them we are going to make one more petal. So under this single crochet make the first petal, that is we yarn over 3 times, then into the second flower make the next petal, yarn over and pull the loop 3 times, and into the third flower make the third petal, so yarn over and pull through 3 times. Since this time we're going to have a lot of loops into the hook, so we are planning to use 2 hooks. So after the third set of petals, what we are going to do is we're going to use another hook which is maybe one size smaller than this, or if you have the same size hook, 2 of them, that is good enough. So we're going to yarn over and pull through the next 2 stitches. So you're using this hook. You could use the same hook, but the process becomes a bit complex, so that's why we're using 2 hooks to make it easier. So we are pulling through the stitch, yarning over and pulling through the stitches 3 times. So we have 2 petals here, so overall we have 3 petals. Now we are going to pull through all the stitches. We do not need to mark the gap this time, we just need to pull through all the stitches. So after we passed on that loop to the second hook, we are pulling through all the stitches. So pull the thread a bit and make sure we have all the loops inside uh, this string, and then we're going to pull it tight and close the gap and make a slip stitch. So here, as you can see, our a jasmine stitch ball is created. So now we're going to make a chain of 20, or you can make it longer or shorter based on your requirement. So this will create the handle for it. So at the base we are going to insert our hook into one of the stitches and through the base of the chain, and then make a slip stitch here again. So make a slip stitch, chain one, pull it tight, and then trim the yarn. So we are almost done with our Christmas ornament. The tail yarn, you can insert a hook and pull the tail yarn to the inner side of the ball. So now we are going to use a bead with a wide mouth, and we're going to insert it over the string. You can use a crochet hook to pull the strings through it and pull it to the base. So after this we are going to place some golden beads at the center of each flower. So for this you can also stitch the beads to the center, but I feel hot gluing them is much easier. So just place a dab of hot glue to the center of each flower and then push in the golden bead into it. So once we are done with placing all the golden beads, our Christmas ornament pattern is complete. So this is a pretty simple pattern. The only thing is you just have to remember how many petals we are making at each round and how many petals we are stitching together. So for that purpose, I have mentioned in the comments for each round how many petals we are making together, and each round has how many petals. So I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial. Do leave a comment or feedback if you have. Also do subscribe to my channel and click on the bell icon for notifications on new videos, and give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Thank you very much for watching and have a great day everyone.